How much does going on a canoe trip mean to you? For us, it is always a great time. The immerse scenery of aquatic life isn't something that should be hindered. Many canoe enthusiasts cannot leave their canoes behind after a canoe trip. For many of us, we will have to transport our canoes to and from our homes to the waters. How do we go about this? Often, you use the option of your pickup truck to transport the canoe. However, the process requires some time, tools, and effort. Your canoe's size, shape, weight, and other physical attributes can make transportation a nightmare. Hence, you need a good canoe rack. In this video, we will explain how you can build a canoe rack. Now, let's reel out the tools required in making this rack. 1. 2x4 lumber planks of wood. 2. Wood screws 3-inch and bolts. 3. Metal braces with angular shapes. 4. Power drills for drilling screws into the wood. 5. Measuring tape. 6. Table or miter saw. The whole point is creating a high lumber rack that will carry the canoe upside down. It should be high enough to eliminate contact between the canoe and truck roof. This should remain the case even when the vehicle is faced with a bump, sharp bend, or terrible terrace. There are factory-installed holes on the side of your truck bed. These holes are good enough to house the entire rack frame when mounted. However, you can choose to use metal braces instead of the holes. If the metal braces are fastened properly, there is no cause for alarm. Furthermore, taking the proper measurement is particularly important. The wrong measurement can cause wastage of resources, especially on the part of the 2x4 inches planks. To avoid this, make sure your measurements are accurate. Let's walk you through the canoe rack construction process. Step 1. After taking down the vertical measurement, cut 4 pieces of 2x4 inches planks. Remember to add an extra 1.5 inches to the measurement. This increase is ultimately meant to prevent the canoe from hitting the truck roof. You should repeat the procedure for all 4 sides of your truck's bed. Don't forget, if you are using the holes, you'll have to work the base to fit firmly into it without any loose end. This is to prevent the chances of the frame tilting. On the other hand, you can use metal braces to secure the vertical planks onto the sides of your truck. Step 2. Before the next step, you should have installed 4 vertical 2x4 inches planks. These planks should be standing taller than the roof of your truck. The next thing will be to measure the distance between the 4 vertical poles. The measurements should be horizontal, with about 6 inches added to the distance between every vertical pole. Considering that the truck's bed has 2 equal parallel sides, you should have 2 sets of measurements. Unlike the 4 vertical planks, at most, you will need 8 planks for the horizontal sides. The 8 planks will be used to join the vertical planks together. How is this done? A set of 4 planks should be used to hold the base of the vertical planks together using screws for wood. Another 4 planks should join the top of the vertical planks. It isn't compulsory to join the vertical planks at exactly the base. They just have to be close to the base. You may even choose to make them as high as your truck bed's height. However, the position of the horizontal planks at the top is non-negotiable. This is because that position is very strategic if it must carry the canoe appropriately. Considering this, 4 horizontal planks should be placed at the top to hold the vertical planks together. The horizontal and vertical planks should be firmly held using screws for wood. They must be fastened without leaving room for loose ends. This is because of the weight, size, shape of the load that will be placed on the top of this DIY rack. Step 3. At the tail end of your truck's bed, you should support the rack frame with a wooden brace. This brace should be made from some of the remnants of the 2x4 inches wood. At most, the height of the brace should be on par with the height of your truck's bed. However, the wood brace acting as support does not have to be this high. It can simply be lower than that. The most important thing is that it should be strong enough to assist the rack frame. To build the rack, the wooden brace is very important because of possible lapses the frame may have. The brace is to help build a rack frame as formidable as possible, especially when it is to carry the canoe. How much of screws should you use? As with every other joint in the rack frame, be generous while using screws for wood, as well as with metal braces. These tools are very important in getting everything in check. A lot of automobile accidents are traced to inappropriately holding down pieces of luggage. The attitude towards using the wood screws should be reflective of this. Therefore, you should not take chances while tightening the wood screws. This is very important while you build the rack. What other specifications are needed for construction? We strongly suggest the screws should not be longer than 3 inch. You don't want the screw's length getting in your way while constructing and after then. To avoid this, keep the length of the screws as suggested. Also, some parts of the construction require more length of the 3 inches screw than others. When you have excess parts of the screw shooting out of the bolt, you can cut it off with your saw. You can use wood screws rather than nails for this construction. These popular screws will make dismantling the canoe rack a walkover. All that will be required will be loosening the screws from their metal bolts. This is a great advantage if you use your pickup truck for multi-purpose activities. Asides a wooden canoe rack, is there any other option? Can a DIY canoe truck rack be made from other materials? Asides from wood, metals can be used. As a matter of fact, rather than wood, commercial brands produce rack products with either steel or aluminum. If you must construct a metal rack, the process requires more technologically advanced equipment and tools. Also, electricity is also non-negotiable. Secondly, constructing a metal rack is more costly. Also, a major side effect of the metal frame is that it is susceptible to rusting. This is more of a problem in a moist, humid environment. To combat this problem, you should coat the exposed parts of the metal with fine paint. What are the benefits of constructing a wooden canoe truck rack? Many companies offer great rack products indeed. Some of these products help convey your canoe as easily as possible. Purchasing any of them is not a bad idea, as they are wired to serve the intended purpose. However, there is no one-size-fits-all product for this purpose. If you have to purchase a canoe rack, there will be various factors to consider. You cannot purchase a random canoe rack, expecting it to fit properly into every truck. Various truck brands and sizes have different features. These peculiarities should be considered while making a canoe rack purchase. You will have to ascertain the peculiarities of your pickup truck, allowing that to influence your choice. However, with a self-made canoe truck, you can always make adjustments to meet your needs. The DIY canoe truck will be constructed to accommodate the size, weight, shape, and other physical attributes of your canoe. Essentially, every peculiarity of your pickup truck will be factored in. In this regard, one major advantage is that you can identify errors and make the needed corrections. Also, aside the time and effort, constructing a canoe truck rack is cheaper. Conclusively, a truck rack is particularly important for truck owners. It helps you convey cargo of various kinds to the required destination. The canoe is one of such cargo and requires the appropriate frame to carry it. This video has explained how you can build a wooden truck rack for transporting your canoe. If you fall under the category of those who will go on a canoe trip, you should take advantage of the practical steps shared. If you've enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you'll know once we post a new video. Also, drop a comment below so we can know your thoughts. Finally, don't forget to check the description below for more details and visit our site www.zimcarcarriers.com for more awesome car carrier content like this.